April said howdy.
Hello, hello. Hi. We're running right to the mark of time tonight. Hello, hello. Hi, Gina. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Bryn. Oopsie. Hi, Chelsea. Hi, Jess. Hi, June. Hi, Trina. Hi, April. Hi, Crystal. I'm gonna have me a fresca. Look here. Let me give myself some more room here too. There we go. Hi, Carrie. I'm good. Hi, Elizabeth. I don't see Elizabeth often on a live. Hi, Megan. Hi, Kathy. How are y'all tonight?
Janice fan says hello on Facebook.
Hi, Miss Janice. How you doing, boo? Okie dokie. Look, I got a lot of irons in the fire. I am finishing up. Where's my apples? Hold on.
And Debbie Solar.
I am finishing up my monthly artist club for August, and I decided to do a bookmark. This is from my watercolor painting I showed y'all that I did in high school that just sat down and redid to make her, look better and all the things. So I am doing a bookmarker, and then I haven't decided what to do with this little lady yet. That's going to get some type of fancy backing, but she's going to go in that little notebook there. And then I'll have Whispers from the Easel, and then there will be some green glitter that goes with this that you can decorate your notebook with and all the things. Isn't that beautiful? If you don't subscribe to this, it's only $17 a month. And it's a different theme each month as well. I think you can get like a one time for maybe $19. But if you subscribe to it, it's free shipping and $17 and change a month. And then with this also, I have done a sketch of this. So you get the blank sketch that you can paint in yourself. And that is the Tracy Vinson Monthly Artist Club. Keith, I don't know if you can pull that up or not to link that, but several of you subscribe to this. So thank y'all for that. You've made my little side hustle um, turn into its own little business here. And the original painting I did from this is hanging right here in my closet behind me that I did I think it was my senior year in high school with probably Crayola watercolors because that's all we had. And what else? So it just very poor grade of watercolor paper. So yeah. So I'm very, very excited about this.
Megan said she'd like to get back to her mom.
Oh, you would? Megan, you can actually check out with that and put her address in there, and we would love to send that to her. We absolutely would. I was actually going to work on it a little bit while we're live tonight, but I don't know if I'll have time or not. If we get done with our live and you want to hang around, you can watch me put some of those together maybe. Let's see how I feel. I've had a super long week this week, long day today. We've pulled a lot of work. We are getting down to beans in the 13 days of Halloween. If you haven't seen, this is our big old outer box. It's hard for me to get all of that under camera. This is the outer Fanchy Smanchy box. Inside, Trina was with us in house for a little bit today. She drove down, and she can tell you our little team was working out front, like putting a puzzle together to see if everything was going to fit in here. And look here what Tim has done. This is what your box is going to look like when you open it this year. Everything has a custom package, and it's 2 layers deep. So these are empty boxes, of course. But when he put this together, he went ahead and photographed layer one so we know what's down in there and how each box is to go back in. You can see there is one little tiny, teensy, tiny hole right there. If you order on the pre-order, you're going to get something special in your box and it's going to have to go right in there, honey.
Yeah, complicated.
Look, everybody's saying they can't be more excited for this box. It is, it's a lot of hard work that has gone behind the products in here. As a matter of fact, I had a couple days of tears because as I would order prototypes or things that I would have made for the box, then they would come in and it wouldn't be what I thought it was going to be, and we'd have to kind of start over from the beginning. It's a lot of pressure behind putting a box like this together and making everything work. So your little tiny number is for the day of that product. Okay, you guys already know if you've seen the teaser, you know that day 13 is your e-file. It's that beautiful, sparkly e-file right here. Okay, if you sign up for the watercolor subscription when it starts, if you sign up before the end of August, you will get the apples. You will get the apples, and it always comes with a project that you can paint and instructions. So yes, you'll get the apples. So yeah, there's a whole lot in here. And we don't want you to miss out because I have a couple of the items sitting here. I don't want to show that one because it's not in a box, but this is day one. She is packed to the hilt down in this box here. This one does have something in it because I've already started the filming process. Each day comes with a little mini class on how to use what is in here. I'm sure y'all don't want another spoiler for me to show you that, but this is just it's exquisite. What's in this particular day one is well over $100 in product just in here. The box is still on sale. The code is BRIDE, BRIDE, all capital letters, and it's over $300 off. The day we go live, if we have any left, we typically have a handful, or actually the day after we ship them. These will ship September 23rd. September 24th, this box goes to full price because the moment I go live and I show just what's in day one, people are going to be like, "Oh, where can we get that? Wait, are there any available?" If there are, yes, but it will be $500 and change for the particular box. I do have that linked over here on the side, Keith. If you'll put that up for me, I have the 13 Days of Halloween box. A lot of hard work gone into this and a lot of bling. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you. Yes, the code is BRIDE. Code is BRIDE. Listen, I'm gonna give you a hint. Listen, there are three items in the day one packaging. Three items. Three. Three. Now, so you don't have too long to get this. Let me get this out of the way. Which one? The paper subscription I was just talking about, this one. Okay, so the paper subscription is, Keith has that linked. It's actually the Tracy Vincent Monthly Artist Club. And each month if you subscribe to it, it's $17 and change. It's something different every month. I decided to do a bookmarker this month. And a bookmarker, a notebook. This will be all fancied out with ribbons, all the things. You get a little whispers from the easel, just something I write for you guys. Your original art print, which will be this one, I will hand sign and date it. And then you get a blank one of these printed on watercolor paper that you can actually paint yourself. I send the instructions with it. Look, you don't have to use watercolor. You can use alcohol. Not alcohol, you can use acrylic markers, you can use markers, you can use paints, whatever you want to use. So that comes with it as well. And it's just a really fun little group to be in. It's less than, I don't know, the last Starbucks coffee I got, y'all, was almost $10 for one. I couldn't drink it. So $17 and change, that's like a lunch somewhere. And that's for your month subscription. Okay. It's always sent the last week of the month because it bills different days. It depends on when people signs up. So the last week of the month, everybody that billed during August or that had a subscription during August will get the apples. Wait till you see what I'm working on for September. I've got some Halloween artwork for y'all in September. Okay. Who asked a question? Gloria.
Facebook if how to put the code in because it's not working for Robert, I guess.
How to put the code in. There is a place. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me show you. I'll go to the website here. Are you on the
She's on
you're
Facebook.
you're on you're not trying to check out through Facebook though, right? Okay, so let me get off the live. So you can see I have something sitting in my cart right up here. Gloria, when you tap that cart, right here it'll say coupon. Tap your coupon and then enter your code right here.
Right.
Bride, all capital letters. Okay. So put the 13 days of Halloween in your box and then tap your coupon right there and enter it here and click apply. Very, very easy. It's very easy. All right. There again, there's only a handful of 13 days of Halloween left. Okie dokie. We're going to do autumn alcohol inks tonight. Let's kind of get you down here where we can see autumn alcohol inks.
She said thank you.
Welcome. Sometimes it's tricky if you don't know how to put it in. And Tim laughed and laughed and laughed at me today. I'm like, wow, this Halloween box is not nearly as heavy as some of the others. He's like, now, Tracy, it's because I took all the product out of the inside boxes. He said, that's why it doesn't weigh anything. I was like, oh, that's why. Once I open day one, people are going to be like, dang, why didn't I get that? Because the day one item, we only had enough made. It's going to debut. Now, it's going to come into inventory, but she is going to debut in the 13 Days of Halloween box. Okay. Many of y'all are already asking, ooh, how can I get that? Hint, hint, hint. Volume 1 will be in the Halloween box. I think tonight we're going to pull out an ink collection. One of my all-time favorites. We have a new ink manufacturer making some of our specialty inks now. And we actually love them and we love the quality. They actually made these inks for us. And we had to go back to them and say, what else do you make, girl? This is the, hold on. The Jewel of the Nile alcohol inks. Now look, they separate in the bottle. They have to be shaken. So these colors are Cleopatra's Cordial. Girl, look at her. We've got Sphinx Hijinks. That's like a nice chocolatey, metallic, shimmering scarab. I want to hit my camera lens with that. So let me move her out of the way. Look here, girl. You better quit it now. Also in this collection is Luxurious. If they dry out, these shouldn't dry out, Ramona. They are a different kind of ink, but you wouldn't add just alcohol. We actually have a rehydrating solution. Now we recommend you put that in it because it's the same solution as in your ink for them to perform best. This is Amulet of Isis. You can use a little 50-50 acetone alcohol But to keep your product stable, we do recommend that. Look at here, girl. And then we have 9 lives. Okay. So we just give those a little shake. Let's put down a little white gel polish. White gel polish. This is Jewel of the Nile alcohol inks. Very, very pretty, very luxurious, highly metallic. They're more like they're a shimmering metallic. And so to keep their true color, we want to start on a white base. Most definitely. And let's do a couple here. This is one of those ink collections that were supposed to be limited edition, and you guys went crazy over it. And so y'all made the decision for us. We had to bring this into our core ink collection. We don't have a bundle tonight, April. These are in a set together. These are in a set together, but we don't have a bundle tonight. We look, y'all, when I tell you we've worked it this week, we have worked it this week to try to get fall release, Halloween release. We will have part 1 and part 2 of Halloween release this year. And we are hoping, keeping our fingers crossed, that we will have part 1. Well, look, yeah, part 1, what's this Sunday? What's the date? Is this what is it, the 30th? If this is the 30th, that's
It's 30th.
30th. Okay, so yes, this Sunday is the Halloween release, part 1 of Halloween release. Girl, I don't even know what week it is, honey. Okay, we're gonna let's grab us some velvet matte here. Velvet matte. Look, if you love this ink collection and you've got bug bucks, you can use that. If you've got your free shipping coupon, always check your rewards. People always asking, how we know what we got? There's a little button right at the top of the website that says rewards. When you tap that, as long as you're logged in, it'll tell you what kind of points you've built up. You might have a free shipping code. You might have a $10 off. It may give you 2 or 3 choices, and you just pick out whichever one that you want. And look, y'all, we know shipping is expensive. I say it all the time. We wish we were Amazon Prime, that we could offer Prime and free shipping and all that kind of stuff, but we're not. We're a small mom and pop business, and I see more creators getting hit every week for customers bullying them because of that very reason. And um, keep in mind that little businesses, we have to pay that shipping. And if that's why we try to offer bundles, we try to offer sales, we try to offer discounts, all of those things to help save you somewhere. And we know the shipping on 13 Days of Halloween box is about $25 because it's so heavy. The box is packed full. If you've gotten that before, you know. So I've had a few questions. Is that shipping normal? Yes, the shipping is normal because we've already given well over a $300 off coupon on the box as well. So keep that in mind for us, you know, uh, when you're thinking about, oh, why can't she offer free shipping? We would love to, honestly. Maybe if we had a product that went viral, we could do that.
Money spent on shipping is not credited for bus bucks, right?
Money spent on shipping is not credited for bug bucks. That's right, because the United States Post Office, honey, the minute you pay that shipping and we print your label to ship it to you, they suck it right out of our bank account. So that goes to them. That doesn't go to us. All right, here we go. I'm going to start with this purple amulet of Isis. And I'm going to lay this on fairly heavy. there. And we'll go here. And let me get me my magnet here. Get our little stand. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. Thank you. It's well worth it. I promise. If you've never gotten one of our 13 Days of Halloween box, you don't know what you're missing until you've never opened it before. Isn't that right, y'all? Those of you that have gotten it, it's a beautiful, beautiful box.
You already spent a lot of time looking for it.
Hillary has just finished up the last details of the story, and that's gone to print. Uh, so on top of that big box, you'll get a mystery storybook in there with clues and all the things. All the things. Hillary is a great writer. I'm just using a little bit of each one of these. Look at that. Look at that collection. How beautiful. Letting that overlap. I really want to apply these super heavy. Now, look, I got another day's worth sitting here. I done gave y'all a hint. I've already given y'all a hint. When you open day one, you're going to be like, oh my word, what did Miss Tracy do? Look, you're going to get so excited, you'll want to open it all at one time. I know y'all do, honey. And with your box, you get a mini class with each day. With each day. You do? Janice says she's got a copy of all of her stories. New Cat Eyes, and the Halloween doesn't release until Sunday, Chelsea. Not until Sunday. Just hang tight. Y'all hang tight. Oh, I think I already put that color on there. So sorry. So sorry, honey.
Is there a competition? this year?
There is no competition this year, Bryn. None this year. I know we did that last year.
Even if it was competition out.
There is no competition this year. After I lost my mom, I kind of have to prioritize some things in my personal life as well this year. So, and I want to be able to, what I do give to my business, I want to give that 100% to my business. So I've had to back off of a few things. I'll be honest with you. Now, look, I'm just laying that ink on real, real heavy, but I don't regret it because it's a lot to take care of with liquidating a huge estate like we have of her and my dad's. And I'll be honest, it's painful going through all of their personal things, their clothes, their jewelry, um, all of that kind of stuff I have done. Uh, so I have to recover from that so I can get my head back in the game and get back to work, at the beginning of the week because I'm doing that on weekends. So, yeah, yeah, that's how it is this year. But you know what? We're going to get through it, aren't we? We're going to get through it. It sucks to be a member of the No Parents Club. I'm telling you. Yes, Lord. All right, I'm going to grab an alcohol ink brush. You just can't bounce back from it as easily as what people make it out to seem. And I was thinking as I was driving down the road, I guess today, that my parents had no idea. When my dad framed those apples I showed you in the beginning, I brought that thing home from high school, showed him what I'd painted. And he was so proud of that. He took it to a professional framing store and had it framed. And that hung in my mama's kitchen for up until just recently. She told me to bring that home. And I'm sure they had no idea at the time, that time of my life, that they were both artists, how their artwork would be intertwined into my life and how it would play a role in what I do today. So, yeah, I definitely have a void without them. Look at this, how pretty. Look at these inks. Y'all, now you could leave it totally like that, but what we're going to do, we're going to use tiny bit of acetone. And you saw how I really piled those inks on there. I was blessed. You have parents still, however, they were never parents. I had good parents. They were good people. They taught us to be good people. They were good to other people. Honey, if I would have been rude to somebody when I was living at home, my mama would have smacked me. Now, I would have got a whooping. It wouldn't hurt me none either. That's just how we were taught. And they made us believe we could do anything. So that follows through in my life as a teacher. You know, don't come sit in my classroom if you got low self-esteem, honey, because I'll make you believe you can do anything. That just because that's the way I was taught. Looky. Oh, I'm sorry, Stephanie. You know what? I find when that happens that it makes up in other areas of your life. It'll come somewhere in another part of your life. Even if you didn't have the parents like I had, you are a parent yourself. You probably learned to be a better parent than what you had, right? Look at this, how pretty. Oh my gosh. Now that one I'm going to leave just like that. I'm going to let her dry there. One thing about using these Jewel of the Nile inks. So what's going to happen? The fluid is going to start to evaporate, but because they are so shimmery and so sparkly, takes these just a tiny bit longer to dry because that fluid has to make its way out of those particles, right? If you do not have this set of inks, child, wait till I put this metallic glaze on there. You just wait now. Now we're going to do one more just like it because I'm going to do a maple leaf in negative space for you tonight. Have I got time? Look, y'all don't have nowhere else to be, do you? Mm-mm. Girl, I want to use something that's in my bag over here, but I can't because it's the day one of the Halloween box. I really need to use that tonight though. Now, always prime your surface, wipe it down with a little bit of alcohol. And let's go one more. I used a little bit of every color on here, and you can see I strategically placed those and I just blended it very lightly so I didn't get muddy. The first color I love to put down is this Amulet of Isis. Let me get a little drink here. Thank y'all for being patient. Little bit about the 13 Days of Halloween box. It's not spooky. It's not evil. I'm not into evil Halloween. I'm into cozy, festive, a little bit mysterious. That's what our story is about this year. It's about the mystery bride at midnight. Um, it might be a little creepy ghost that comes down the stairs once in a while, honey, if you know what I mean. But I've never been into horror movies or anything like that. The box is full of bling. It is so full of bling, you're just not going to believe what I have had made with bling on it. Girl, you're just not going to believe it. Sparkles and bling. And then you'll be like, dang, why didn't I get two of those? If, it's a big if we have any boxes left over that don't sell, we pull those items out and sell them individually. I highly doubt we're going to have it this year because we are really getting close to our number on that. And we have to leave 5 that we don't even put in the store to sell, just in case somebody's box gets lost. Or last year we had 2 boxes get lost. We didn't have anything damaged, but we had 2 get lost that we had to file a claim on. So we got to have a little bit in, we leave a handful of those just in case that happens. Plus, I got to have one. There are many times that I don't get any product, especially nail art toolbox product, if we run too close to the number on that. You're going to love it. You're absolutely going to love it, Chelsea. Thank you for getting that. And thank you to everybody who has bought a 13 Days of Halloween box. That's our biggest project all year. Our team gets so excited. They were just all about it. And this year, they don't have to wrap anything. You know, they've been hand wrapping all of that stuff, and they don't have to do it this year because of the custom packaging we've had done. I love my toolbox too, Jennifer. Okay, a little bit more of that purple. Look at that, how pretty. Okay. Now this one, I'm going to do a tiny bit different. I'm just going to take my acetone and I'm going to go all the way up the side, and I'm going to go all the way up the side, and I'm going to tilt, and you see where I'm just letting that fluid gather. Now we're going to tilt it this way, go down this side, and here. Look at there. That's going to be beautiful. Beautiful. Now I want a little bit more of this green in here. I know it is, Stephanie, and it's very, it's elegant, it's sleek, it's a little spooky, it's a little bit mysterious. Hillary done a great job on all of the packaging graphics. Now I'm just blending that green out just a teeny tiny bit, and maybe a little bit of gold, and then we will rock right on with this. The gold one is 9 Lives. If you don't have this ink set, grab it. Laws of Muskie, she's pretty. Ding, ding, ding. Wait till you see what I'm going to do with this. There. Okay, we're going to let her dry. In the meantime, let me make sure all my tops are on these, because I am notorious for turning these over. Ooh. Screen is freezing. Uh,
I have to log out some things that's behind it. I'm not doing the app, so it can be open.
okay, metallic glaze. We metallic glaze this because she doesn't have anything sticky left on her. Nothing for the top coat to hold on to. We top coat that. That top coat's going to come right off of there, isn't it? You may have some things running in the background, Brandy, that's causing you to freeze a little. Not sure. Carrie says it's working for her. June says it's working for her. Good deal. Good deal. Now, there is triple fixative in these inks. So when you put your metallic glaze on, as long as you've let it dry, you will not have any of these particles that pull off of here. Now, I do have, you see, I have a little bit of pigmentation coming off on there. That's typical with anything that's purple in your alcoholic. So you just want to float that on. Girl, you better quit it. Let's cure. Thank you, Elizabeth. Let's cure. I am going to leave that one just like that. This one, let's see if she's dry enough. Lori, I'm so glad to see you. How's my friend?
She's trying to get on the app.
You were trying to get on the app. We haven't had an app since March. Dirty old rascal. Dirty old rascal. I'm telling you, Hillary and I, we can't believe how much time we were spending trying to troubleshoot our app that was taken away from our work day. And then we was having to work half the night, and it won't fun, y'all. It was, look at this. Girl, you better stop it. Child, you better shut the front door. I'm giving you all kinds of looks and angles here. Girl, let's cure. Let's cure. Even Keith says it's pretty. Now I'm gonna put a shiny top coat on here. This is the first one we did. Let me give you just a little bit better look at that. Babe, would you do me a favor and reach me a glove in that bottom drawer right there to your left? Reach me a black one, please.
There you go.
Thank you.
Mhm.
You know what you're doing on your nails tomorrow? Look here. I should have asked for two gloves, but I'll make it fine with just one. But maybe you could reach me another one, Boo. Would that be possible? Hold on. He's going to give me another glove, honey. All right. I'm going to show you how to paint maple leaf. A easy maple leaf. First, oh, I want to put some matte down. Let's do artistic matte since I'm going to paint over top it just because it's going to, it'll just be easier for you to see this. Okay.
Collection is it?
This is the Jewel of the Nile alcohol ink collection. The 6-piece Jewel of the Nile. Keith's got it pinned here. Now let's cure. I put artistic matte on there. When we paint the maple leaf, here we go, Gigio. Here's a little piece of paper. Are you ready? This would be a great spot for maybe you to screenshot or something like that for your maple leaf, okay? Where's my pen? Here we go. So you want to put your maple leaf usually on the widest part of your nail. So if this were the nail surface, I typically start in the corner because I'm right-handed, and I'll make that stem to kind of come down that way. Okay, and from my stem then, I'm going to turn this way. This will be the point part of the maple leaf. And typically I'm going to do maybe one here and one here. And then at that same anchor point, let's make this the anchor point right there. Then you would have a little vein here and you would have a little vein here. Now we don't make that anchor point, but that's where all the leaf spines are coming into. Does that make sense? Okay. Maybe I'll make that one just a little bit longer, and then I'm going to go out to here. And I might go here, and then I might go here. Maybe I'll go there, and then I might go here even. And then here, here. And there's us a little skinny maple leaf, a little bit more elongated maple leaf. If we want a wider maple leaf, here's how I would do it. Same way, put the start of put your spine in there. And here's our anchor point. Instead of making our anchor point to go up pointed, you make your anchor point come out flat, just like that. Remember, the first time we put it in, it was here. Can you see that? Don't do that. So make it flat, and then you go this way, and you go this way. The wider you want your leaf, the more you bring this flat line out. And then you just start connecting. On a nail, we just about have to connect spine to spine. Sorry, I'm about to turn my fluid over here. And then we can go out here and maybe there and here and here. And we just keep making those little curves until and I know that looks like a spider web right now, but that actually is your maple leaf pattern. Okay. Or on maybe this, you could do, and kind of wiggle your brush there. So you see what starts happening on your leaf point. Bring it in that way a little. So you don't have to have a solid edge on it. Now, if you don't do well with these kind of little motions, I'm going to show you one other easy way. One other easy way. I'm still going to put my leaf right back on here. Right there, okay? That's our skeleton. I want you to start at each point and not connect it all the way. Maybe you do that much to start with. Then you go to the next little spine and you do it like this. Oh, maybe she's over here. And we bring that one down there. Trust me, this is easier with the paintbrush than it is in a little notebook like this. And this sometimes is easier for the brain to grasp of doing each little segment of the leaf like this. Y'all with me? Everybody with me? So now we go paint it on the nail. And we're going to paint that. Here's the one we did with the matte. Here's the one we did with the shiny. Have I put top coat yet? No, I haven't. Okay. We're going to paint this with black whipped cream. So let's grab us a little here. Black whipped cream, do we have? Yes, we do. And look, your maple leaf should be your style of maple leaf. It doesn't have to be my style. As long as you follow uh, that little skeleton guideline, you will be fine. You will be fine, honey.
Marsha on Facebook asked what's the website behind something.
The website is themobilemanicurist.com or qlnailsupply.com. Q is in Queen, L is in Ladybug. qlnailsupply.com. All right, here we go, GGO. So now here is our, I'm going to put the widest part of my leaf right here. Let's go right in here. I like the straight part on my leaf rather than, you know, a little bit of upturn. This is what I prefer. I'm using an Infinity Brush 2.0 from our website. And I'm trying to keep this kind of light and just sort of sketchy right now. I feel like she is too close to the other one. So let me correct that just ever so slightly. Don't ever say you make a mistake in your artwork. You're either going to refine it or you're going to make a small correction. Not, oh, I messed that up. Don't ever say that in front of a client. You don't have to say anything. If they're watching you like a hawk, you just clean up and keep right on moving. Okay? Okay, there is the skeleton for my leaf this way. And I am actually going to cure that before I do anything else. I'll be right back. That way, if you make a boo-boo somewhere along the way, you've got that already locked in. Okay. That's a great idea, Megan. She says, I'm not happy with that. Great idea. Let's put some top coat on this one while that's curing.
Son said, don't ever say oops.
Nope, don't say oops either, right? Oh, child, these inks are pretty. Y'all see that? Look how beautiful. Aren't these colors gorgeous? And let's go in the light with that. Okay, now here is that little leaf that we got going. Now, I'm the type of person, I like to paint from the spine of my leaf out until I kind of get it mapped out. I'm going to start with this portion of my leaf here. And then I'm going to, maybe I'll go right there and I'll go right here and I'll stop. And then I'm going to do the same thing right over here on each side. And when I run into another, you see how I just connected that? I just let them touch each other. Oh, she not quite long enough. Let's make her just a little bit longer. Now we do that same thing again. 1 and 2. And oh, we'll kind of let that one touch her right there. They have to connect somewhere. And here, here, and here. And now go all the way out here. Connect there. And connect here. And now we bring that leaf in kind of this way. If it's any part of this you want to tweak right now, now's the time to do it. Okay. I think she's pretty, honey. Do we want to tweak a little bit here? Maybe. Maybe just right there. So let's do a tiny bit of a correction. This is why you want your spine on here. And then you can kind of proportion this as you go. You'd be like, Miss Trace, just give me a decal for that. No, because wait till you see what I'm going to do. Oh, yes, girl. Look at that big old maple leaf. And I am going to widen mine out even just a little bit more on the bottom. There she is. Okay, let's cure that. Wait, do I want another one? Hold on. Before I cure that, I'm going to pretend like I've had a leaf that's hanging off of my nail right down here. This will be like the center point of the leaf. Just like this, sister. And we know if she was there, we would have maybe one here.
Tara Hester, you gonna chrome her?
Am I going to chrome it? Girl, I might. I might. Oh, you want me to? Do you want me to, girl? People say, Miss Tracy, you're too crazy for me to watch. Girl, come on, be crazy with me, because in the world we live in, sometimes we need it.
Yes.
Sometimes we need it because I told Keith, once we just pray, and we are praying so hard that we get the right buyer for my parents' home. But once we can kind of get the house listed and have just a little breather, I got to go somewhere. I got to go somewhere and maybe sit by the ocean or sit in a quaint little town that I don't have to do anything but drink coffee, girl. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I gotta do it.
Jana says it's good to be a little crazy.
Is it good to be a little crazy? These inks are incredible. I'm gonna go up real, real close so y'all can see that. Carrie, I know you are, girl. I know you are. Thank you. You know what I would love is a quaint little town that um I'm not a shopper, y'all. Believe it or not, I don't own a designer bag. I don't buy designer clothes. I buy what I need to keep my household and my business going. So I don't want to go anywhere. I got to lay on the street shopping, child. But you give me a little antique store and a little coffee shop and a bookstore, and I'm good. June, yes, that's where I'd love to go. I'd love to go. All right, now we're gonna take some. I got this sitting on my desk. This liner gel. The reason we're not doing whipped cream is because it has texture. So you either need gel polish or you need the liner gel because the viscosity is different and it's going to level out really, really nicely. Look, all of us need an exhale in our life. And I don't take too many exhales because I like to work. I'll just be honest with you. I do not mind working.
She said, come on, she's got coffee.
Seriously, girl, don't be telling me that. I will be there. My passport is active. Now y'all watch what I'm going to do. I am going to go right up next to this leaf.
It's come to Wyoming, this beautiful mountains. Ain't many people either.
This is my liner gel. And I am going to paint black. Once I get all this oops, wrong gel. Once I get all this background painted in, all I'm going to see is my beautiful alcohol inked leaf. Now, don't worry, I'm not done with her yet. Y'all said I could take my time tonight, so I'm gonna do it. I'm going to do it. Give me just a second here. You see what I'm doing? Let me adjust my camera just ever so slightly because I'm having to stretch my arms way, way over. And girl, I ain't gonna make it if I have to stretch my arms that long. And my neck too. Honestly, um, my friend Trina's watching tonight. Trina came down and saw me last night. She was a guest at my house. She got to stay in my beautiful guest room I've been working on. I'm getting ready to start my second guest room. Look, we've got 6 bedrooms here and don't nobody live here but me and Keith now. We took 2 of them for our offices, but we still got 4. So I'm getting ready to start my second guest room with furniture that I've inherited from my parents. Big bed and breakfast. Y'all, it's beautiful. You just would not believe. So Trina spent the night with me last night. We sat out on my back porch and listened to the crickets, and we just had a good time connecting and talking to each other about business. I'm really excited for some things that she's going to be doing. But Queen Ladybug would like to host an international course next year. An international course. Is it, Trina? I meant to ask you, girl. And I've put the bolo out in a couple of places. I'm not going to say where, so I don't want to get nobody's hopes up too high. But if you live internationally and you would love to have a class, or you think we could fill up a class, that's something I am definitely interested in. Look here, y'all. So now I know this taking a little bit of time, but girl, I am so tired of seeing swooshes and lines. And if you can paint a line, you can paint a leaf. Let's take a little bit of time and show off our skills. Show your skills off, girl. Okay. Say, Miss Tracy, why are you covering up all your ink? Because I want negative space alcohol ink leaves. That's what they called, girl. And we still go back and put some chrome. Not to worry, Sarah. I got you, boo. I got you. Look here. Girl, won't you quit? Make sure you got it all covered now before you cook it.
April said I will crumb everything that sits still long enough to crumb it.
All right. Now we're going to stick this in the light. Would gemstone gel work? The black gemstone gel, Bryn, is that the one you're referring to for the black background? If so, yes, it's very nicely pigmented. As a matter of fact, it would work better than the liner I used, but this is what I had sitting on my desk, honey. Yes, it would be perfect. So now go cure that. Me too, June. Reminds me of like a batik type of pattern. Now we want to get that nice and cured. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of, well, I'm going to use white whipped cream, but I'm going to chrome it, but I'm going to use white on camera so you can see it. Otherwise, I would just go ahead and use black because I've got black sitting here, but that's going to be hard for you to see. So let's do that. Let's just get a little bit of white. You could also use gold if you want, because I'll probably chrome this gold. This be pretty on some press-ons. Bold, yes it would, Miss Tracy, yes it would. Okay, so now that's cured. So before I start chroming, I want to add a little bit of detail because before I can chrome, I have to block this with my chrome blocking top coat. But I don't have any detail on my leaves here. Watch. I'm going to take a little bit of that black whipped cream gel. And we just go start right in here and paint those little veins in our leaves. Yes, we are, boo. Just right up through here. Maybe we do a little spin off there. Thing is, you got to keep these tiny. If you get this too big, you've ruined your whole leaf. It's going to look like, cat claws instead of all that little teeny tiny vein work. Inks are my jam. If I had to choose only two kinds of artwork, I would do ink and I would do one stroke. Child, look here. Now, what you want to do is you're doing this refine, kind of make that original little spine there just a little bit bolder. Boing. Just like that. Because that's your anchor point, see? You can pull that all the way out to the tip of that nail. And we make this one a little bolder. And then we do those itty bitty tiny lines again. And you almost want to, if you have a trembly hand, these little lines look very good trembly. You don't want them to be regular. Y'all seeing what's happening there? And then here, make that just a little bolder. And then put these little itty bitty tiny spin-off veins, little babies. Same thing down here. These lines are very tiny because we only sketched that in. So make that a tiny bit bolder, put some pressure, press, 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 and now let up on the pressure. And I'm actually grabbing just a little bit of that paint that's down that center spine to make those little itty bitty with. And look, this takes some skill to do. Don't you put this on somebody's nail and charge $5 for this. Gone are the days of $5 nail art, honey. The only thing you getting $5 the decal. Now, and look, the TikTok University is about to take over the YouTube University for nail education. I got another thing to say about that too. Get trained by a professional, somebody that knows what they're doing. And I'm on TikTok. I'm on TikTok live tonight with our class. This class is live on TikTok. Yeah, I am not bashing TikTok. What I'm saying is, not all information you get is correct information. Look at that, how beautiful. All right, now let's cure. We're going to cure that. Whipped cream gels, the viscosity of these gels are a whole they are an animal of their own. We call it Dairy Queen Blizzard of gels because you can turn them upside down. They don't move. They don't go anywhere. So you can do all of that tiny line work with these, and you don't have to worry about your lines moving or creeping or getting bigger. If you tried to paint that with gel polish, you just wouldn't get the same effect. Okay. So don't look at something and assume it's being painted with gel polish. Whipped cream gels, yeah, we have 20 some colors in whipped cream gel now. Really, really beautiful gels. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our chrome blocking top coat. Again, this is Artistic Matte, and we're going to put a coat all over. And look, I want to float this on. I don't know if I can float it on or not. I'm almost out in my bottle. I want to float this on so I get a nice even layer without any brush strokes in it. And give it just a second to level. Wait till we put the top coat on here. Y'all are going to, you can already see, look at that metallic showing through there. Already see that, can't you? Okay, so let's go in the lamp. This is also a 60-second cure. Test it in your light. If you have a weaker lamp, you don't want chrome to be sticking to that. Depending on how old your lamp is, might need to cure a little bit longer, might need to cure it a little bit shorter. No less than 60 seconds, and you can't over cure it really. So now we're going back with this 2.0 Infinity brush, and we're going to load this thing up. But look how tiny amount of product I have on there. Tiny, tiny. She's almost done. She's got like 10 seconds on our maple leaf here. All right. She done? Now, there's what she looks like. Here's what's going to make her pop. Now start around the outside of your leaf. And you're going to go right up to that edge. Don't let the brush hairs run out of paint. I have so little paint loaded in there. I'm going to go right back in that paint again before I make the next stroke. Look at there, girl, won't you quit? And see, I can wiggle my brush here. Even though I hadn't wiggled that first stroke, I can wiggle the brush to give it a little bit of leafy effect. And you're going to outline all the way around. Very, very light to the touch. Very light. You can do anything, like you could do butterflies, you could do jack o' lanterns, pumpkins. There is no limit to what you can do with this technique. This is a reverse negative space painting technique. There we go. And just kind of connect there. And come on around. It's hard to see in my camera lens here. And come on up in the middle. Come on around this way. Now we lost our stem because she blended right in with that black background. So we're going to put her on there again so that she goes this way. And maple leaf stem automatically gets wider where it's picked off at the tree. So we're going to widen that out just a little bit. Maybe something like that. And now on one side of this stem, I still want the black to show. I'm going to do what I call ghost painting. Do y'all see that? I'm going to hold that real still. I went right up under the edge of that main skeleton vein there, that main backbone. Now, I stayed on the left side of that. So this next one, I want to stay on the left side of. Be very careful. You don't want nucleus to get real heavy here. Oh, girl. Holding your breath and using as light of pressure as you possibly can. Light, light, light. I'm painting with the very tip of my brush. Honey, look at here. Girl, this puts the gorge up in us now. Even if I did paint it my own self, girl. And then wherever you think you might need, I don't want you to do all of these, but maybe we just do something like that. Just very, very tiny. Very, very tiny. We don't want to overwhelm the leaf itself. Maybe we just do one here. We got one here, maybe. Just like that. I'm going to load up my brush so it's a little bit heavy. And at the point of my leaf, I'm going to sit that brush down and lift up now. And sit the brush and lift up. Girl, won't you quit? Now, if you're afraid that you're going to mess that up, you can cure that before you do the bottom one. I'm going to rock on here because I know I've gone over time. And just wiggle your brush ever so lightly. How many of y'all are going to try this? Anybody going to try it?
Can't wait to try it. Really, girl.
I know Elizabeth did say she was going to try it, didn't she?
Yeah, yeah.
Reverse negative space painting. is your technique for this. You see, I was an artist before I was a nail tech. Girl, it wasn't nothing. I was thinking today, it wasn't nothing my daddy wouldn't paint on. He painted on uh, old milk cans. He painted on butter churns. He painted on logs that people would saw and bring to him, and he'd sand it down. Uh, he painted on real pumpkins. He would go buy pumpkins at the pumpkin patch, and he would paint full scenes on those pumpkins, sell the dog out of them. Girl, he has painted on everything. Okay, now we come right down the spine of that. Now, Stephanie's saying she can't get a similar look with inks. These inks you want to apply very, very heavy. Y'all saw that I really piled these inks on for this particular technique because I knew what was going to lay over top of it. So it could be you're using just too light of a touch.
It shows on Facebook, so I'm scared to try it.
No, Deborah, don't be scared, girl. Come on. Girl, don't be scared. I got you, boo. Very light, very light. This is the kind of stuff I like to put a movie on and get in my zone. This is my healing work here. Y'all look at that, how pretty. You could stop right there. You totally not have to do anything else, but we're going to cure that for 60 seconds. Do not undercure. Sure, she's all the way in the back of the lamp there. Little birdie told me that come close to Christmas time that Queen Ladybug's got a new line of chrome powders coming. Woohoo! And they are premium grade A mirror chromes in solid colors, like our Omni chromes, only highly mirror effect. So mirror that you can almost see yourself in them. Made by our chrome manufacturer that makes our Omni chromes. We don't buy from anybody else now. They custom mix everything that we make. So y'all tell me what colors you want. I know gold and silver are high on the list, but on my list I have deep magenta, I have royal purple, I've got neon orange, I've got hot pink, I've got chartreuse, I have Cabernet. I've got cobalt. Girl, my list is long. My list is long. Um, yeah, I've said it. I don't mind these for chroming, but they are not my favorite. They don't go as mirror as I would like them to go. And once you've used my premium chrome, you just can't hardly go back, honey. Are y'all ready? Don't turn your head. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Now here we go, GGO. Anything white is now going to be gold. How pretty that is. Let's go on up top. And let's just chrome it all. The Rock and Rate, we know, Stephanie, that's the same manufacturer that will be doing our solid color chromes for us. I thank you for that because they are. So they made the 12 days of Christmas chromes for us to start with. And then they have made the rest of our chrome powders that we've released, like that Rock and Radiance and all of that. Look here. And let's wipe this off. Dust her off. Let's give you a look-see. Couple things you can do if you want to leave that background matte, you will need to paint over your leaf with some clear top coat. If you want the whole thing clear and shiny, you'll paint over the whole thing. But I'm going to do it the hard way. Look, y'all just going to have to hang around because I know it's taking me a little longer tonight. I am going to clear top coat my leaf only. So when I do that, it's called what we call spotlighting. So you don't paint from the bottle, you're going to paint from a palette. So whatever your favorite top coat is, now you're going to put that on here. Spotlighting is the technique for that. And you need to get used to using those technical terms with your clients because spotlighting rather than, oh, you want me to throw a little bit of clear top coat on that? Girl, call it for what it's worth. Use the technical terms so that they know you know what you're doing. Now, when I do this, just over the leaf portion, I'm going to go out over that chrome. So I'm going to catch my chrome just a little bit. Oops, look, I done went outside of that one too far. It's the size brush I'm using. It's okay, I'll clean it up. I clean it up because I'm looking through a camera lens too. So I'll go right up over top of that. Just a light little coat over my leaf. And then I'm going to show you a trick here. This is what I would call, this would be my slip layer or a skim coat. Very thin. Very thin. Let's clean up that one little spot right there. And look, if something happens that she shows a little shiny, you can always dab it with a little bit more matte. You don't want to, but now I'm going to take quite a bit of that clear and I'm going to drop it, drop it, go right down that leaf with it. So now I've taken a little bead of clear and I'm pulling it out into each of those little veins, little leaf points. And now we let her just kind of start to level and it pops our leaf up ever so slightly. Look here. Girl. And now we want to get that in the light fairly quickly so she doesn't run out of the bounds. And I'm just going to freeze that for like 5 seconds. And I'll come back and do the same thing to the bottom leaf. Just like that. Look here. Oh, I got a package today. Girl, before I forget, maybe it was yesterday. My days are running together. Look, y'all about broke our website this weekend with our demo sale. You talk about orders that we had to pack. Child, you could not see the floor of our headquarters yesterday, hardly. Anyway, I got a package from Stephanie, and in that package was a little ladybug costume for one of my doggies, honey. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Oh my gosh. I was like, no, she didn't. I had found one for one of my dogs, but I couldn't find one for each of them. That's what they're going to wear for Halloween. But when we're at events with them puppies, honey, they have to have a ladybug mascot. Lord. Thank you so much. It was so sweet. All right. Now we let that top coat level and we go into the light. It's very sweet. We are about, 3 weeks from our Florida? from the coastal retreat. You cannot sign up for that anymore. She gone, honey. She gone. We are shipping swag bag Monday to Florida. So yeah, we got all of our lists made. We're checking them once and checking them twice to make sure that everything gets there that's supposed to get there. And we can't wait to meet y'all there and network with some of you and talk to you about your business, see where you're at and see what we can help you with. 15 days. All right, here we go. Now look when we put these two side by side. Oh, girl, she fancy. Oh, honey, look here. Would you wear these?
This kid,
Aren't these beautiful?
they are
Let's hold them at a different angle so you can see it. Let's turn it this way. Now, y'all, these are top tier. These are next tier. What am I talking about? These are next tier nail art that you don't see anybody do just any day of the week. And that took me a little longer to teach it because I'm explaining as I go. But I can even get closer. Look at that detail of the alcohol ink down in the leaf. Could you do this and paint your leaf first in white? You could, but you're going to have to be very careful that that ink stays inside of your leaf. Girl, she gonna want to go everywhere is why we did the negative space reverse application with that. I know y'all can do this. So real quick, the inks I've used are the Jewel of the Nile alcohol ink collection. There are 6 in this collection. You could probably do it with 3, but you're going to lose some warmness there somewhere. I used all 6 colors on the surface of that nail, and they are 9 Lives, Sphinx Hijinks, Amulet of Isis. They will settle. You have to shake these up. Then we have Luxurious, Shimmering Scarab, and last but not least is Cleopatra's Cordial. This is almost like a girl. If Cherry Coke was the color she should be, honey, this is what it would be. Those of you that have the Queen Ladybug cat eye from quite a bit ago, this is just a little bit darker than that. It's absolutely gorgeous. 6 inks. They're $19.95 each, or there's one price for the whole set of those. I wish you could see this in person. It's so, so beautiful. This is Kickstart Your Ideas Good. Any questions? We still have the 13 Days of Halloween box that are, Keith, can you give me a count on the inventory of that real quick? I know we're getting low in our inventory. 19, only 19 boxes. Do y'all want another sneak peek or no? Or you just want me to save it? Sorry, my throat is. She cutting up, honey. She cutting up. Looky here. Look, I don't think anybody opens one a day anymore. I think everybody opens all 13 days when they get it. Uh, so if you have not gotten that box, girl, you're going to want it. And you better tell all your friends about it. Because let me tell you, you don't get it day one has over $100 of items. Just matter of fact, let me tell you. Hold on, let me see what it is here. Day one is $114 just in this box. Yeah, I've poured lots of my life into this. Day one, Amanda is not going to like this whatsoever. Yesterday, I put up a little teaser about something brand new that I've worked on for a long time. She is going to debut in the 13 Days of Halloween box. That's the only way you can get it until I have it reprinted. It took 4 months just to print. I want y'all to look at the paper. I know that's probably the last thing. It's a pearl, ivory pearl, heavyweight cardstock. I teach all of your strokes in here, and look what I had put in between. A clear acetate heavy sheet that you can copy my scroll work right on top of and wipe it off with alcohol. I had that put between every single, it starts with the easy strokes, okay? That sheet is between every single one of these. But by the time you get to the back, look what strokes I'm teaching you and patterns I'm teaching you. Here's your flow practice. Here I've scaled it down to get it tiny enough to go on the nail surface. And look, you don't want to practice it on the paper itself. Always make sure you've got that acetate sheet right over here. This book is a $69 book. I already am working on a part 2. That's day 1, but wait, you get 2 more things with day 1. Y'all know my favorite. Hold on, where's she at? Hold on. I don't even know where she at. Y'all know my favorite spatula? I had it made just for this box, completely blinged out. Look here. How beautiful is that? Oh my gosh. So when, girl, that's what I'm talking about. I want to give a piece of myself to all of you, like my parents instilled in me with my artwork. And you don't know the places you're going to go, girls and boys. You don't know. So you never want to work from the jar of paint with your scroll work. You always want to take your paint from the jar and place it on a palette. So here is your palette knife. Amanda says she's screaming. Wait, it gets better, Amanda. One more thing for your day 1. If you know anybody that has not gotten their box, please share, because if they want day 1, if there's any left, they have to pay $114 just for day 1. The last item that I had made for day 1 is the intricate scrollwork brush with a lid for your day 1 scroll work. I want y'all to look at the hairs here. Looky. I went to my infinity brush maker. I'm trying to get that off. And I said, I want the infinity brush hair. This is red fox sable hair, but I want it blinged. And if you can't do it, I'll find somebody that can. They did it. Now, is this ergonomically weight friendly like the infinity brushes are? No, it's not made for that, but it's not that heavy either. Look. So this day 1 sets the tone now of your whole entire box. And the last day, we already used this last week. our last day is our beautiful blingy e-file.
You just bring them up.
And I want you to store your scroll work brush in your box that we've had made for it. You can keep this little thing on it if you want to. I typically don't put them back on mine. The reason this is made with the red sable hair, I don't know if we've ever talked about this or not. Red sable hairs are a little bit more flexible. And even though that has sizing in it, anytime you're doing scroll work, you want your brush to bounce back. It has to have that bounce back quality to it. So, thank you everybody that's pre-ordered your box already. Day one is just, it's just incredible. It's a kickstart to other items that are in the box. Now, do all days have 3 products in it? No, I wanted to give you extra on day one to set you on the right path for the rest of the box. Okay? What y'all think? You likey, you likey? I am going to start filming tomorrow, day one class. And you get a mini class with this. So I'm going to start filming tomorrow and show you basically how I would sit down and start my practice with this. And that will be the day one video that goes with this. There you go. That goes right back in here. So if you don't know anybody that's got their box, Child, better be getting on it. Some of y'all have got 2 boxes. Thank you. If you've ordered a double box, thank you. And again, it's packed to the hilt. If you're ordering other items and you order that with your box, we cannot ship them together. If you saw me come live at the beginning of this video, you saw that little itty bitty teeny tiny hole that was down in there. There is no room. There's not even any room for shredded paper this year. Okay. Listen, I hope y'all have a great week. I hope you try your negative space maple leaves, and I will see you Sunday for our